Hi, this is Kimberly. Welcome to episode 4, day 2 of the Jennifer and Joseph Rosenbaum Trial, where Jennifer, who was an overachiever and perfectionist, she was a U.S. Army National Guard military police officer, if you can believe it, and she was going to Emory Law School. She was in her 3rd year when she got arrested, and she had just announced her candidacy for Henry County Commission District 1. She was also a legal intern to a Henry County probate court judge. Yes, land sakes alive. She's just learning the legal and justice system inside now. Oh, there's more. And a legislative aide to a state representative. She's also an accomplished big fat liar and a bully. She was trying to do it all, Jennifer was. She was trying to outdo herself and outshine others, especially those that came from a background such as herself and Tess, who was her arch rival. One of her housemates when she was in foster care, stay at home. So Jennifer decided to add foster parent to her list of accomplishments. However, her list of, look what I can do, well, she failed miserably. She fell flat on her fucking face. She didn't have the best of role models, as she herself was a ward of the state until age 18. Where was her mother and father? How does she know how to parent? You know what? She didn't know how to parent. She should have never done the foster parenting thing. I can do this, she said, and I am successful in everything that I do. I'm a successful person. Look at all that I've done. This will be a piece of cake. But no, an ugly truth came out. Turned out she was a physical abuser. And a physical abuser to 2 very little girls, ages 2 and 3, toddlers. She promised to care for them until their own biological mother could stop doing meth and finish a parenting plan. That wasn't going very well for her. But Jennifer, she just couldn't stop herself. Why not say, Jennifer, I have changed my mind. This is not working out for Joseph and I, or Joseph and me, rather. That's all you had to say. No further explanation if you didn't want to, damn it. But Jennifer's like, I'm not a quitter. No, I'm an achiever. So she continued on with the charade at Laila and Millie's expense. She was physically abusive to both children, the 2 very, very little girls, 2 and 3. But Laila, the littlest, bore the brunt of it. Of Jennifer's rage and physical assaults, probably because she was the younger of the 2 and probably wouldn't tell. She didn't talk much, probably not as much as a 2-year-old that lives with both their parents, I would say. Laila had been through several foster homes in her short life, just a short 27 months. Just in case she would talk, did talk. She kept Laila away from Tess, with the repeated attacks upon her. Laila's body could not take it any more. Jennifer's meek mouse husband, Joseph, did not step in and stop the brutality. What, was she abusive to you too, Joseph? That just occurred to me. Probably. But finally, Jennifer beat Laila to death and tried to pass it off as that the child had choked on a piece of chicken. No, she probably sounded like she was choking, from the sounds she was making from internal bleeding, from her accumulation of beatings. Her tiny little malnourished body could not take any more. But you'll hear all about this as the trial goes on. The more I read and see, the more pissed off it makes me. Let's get on with business. At the beginning of the video, it seemed to start in the middle, and upon research, I found out that it did, that we were missing like a whole hour and a half, maybe 2 hours or something. And when I say research, read into it as rabbit hole, that Kim wasted hours upon hours going down the rabbit hole. But, I garner information when I do that, but I thought I'd share. Shut up, Kimberly, we're talking. up until their first break. So it seems like the Atlanta news station didn't start their stream until after that first morning break. But I searched and I found the missing footage. Thank you to Law and Crime Network. I appreciate the use of your hour or so of film once you take out all the crap, because I do cut out all the pauses and breaks. So it's all smooth and shit, when it plays and not all interrupted and shit. That just pisses me off. Like Netflix, are you still watching? It doesn't matter. Maybe I like to sleep with the TV on. That's another subject. Today, you will hear a phone call between Jennifer and Tessa. I'm sorry, but it's very hard to make out this gobbledygook. We thought Ronnie Watts was a challenge and hard to understand. No, and it's a long call, probably about 40 minutes or so. Even the judge, like when it first started playing and rock star attorney 𝐭𝐤𝐢𝐬𝐬, set it on to play, put the CD on. And then she went on about to work on her laptop. And the judge is looking around like, am I the only one that can't understand this shit? He's very expressive. I love this judge. Unlike the judge in the last trial I did, the Chris McNabb and Courtney Bell. Ugh. No, this judge is very professional. He's really awesome. He's looking around and then he'd look over at Tessa and then they were kind of stealing glances at one another. It's entertaining. Since she can't understand what the hell Jennifer is saying. It's mostly Jennifer I can't understand. She talks 90 miles an hour, really loud. And then even Tessa looked up like, and the judge was looking over at the jury as if the foreman or someone was going to signal and say, we can't fucking hear this shit. And there were no transcripts handed out, and I looked high and low. I probably wasted a good half a day just looking for transcripts and then finding another shit and going down the rabbit hole thing. But you'll get through it because the most important part you can understand, and that's when Tessa is talking to her children, and it's so sweet. And by the time Laila came on, I was ugly crying, and they're just adorable. That's pretty much it for today, and then Attorney Young will finish up her line of questioning, so we all know what comes next, but that'll be in the next video. Yeah, when Pitbull Mole gets in there. Oh, Pit Mole. Yeah, Pit Mole. That's what I'll call her. When she comes up, questions Tessa and probably makes her cry and stuff. I hope y'all enjoyed this video. I did. I enjoy all of them. Now I sound like Jennifer. This video, I tried to slow it down when Jennifer was yakety-yakking, and it made it worse. It was just dragging, and you couldn't make out anything. Oh, yeah. Before we go, Pitbull, she starts off this video with one of her whiny-ass objections. I'm not going to tell you what it is, but she and Jennifer wanted part of the phone call left out, and it wasn't what Pitbull said that she said. It was something else. So they're both big fat liars. I already knew that, but I like to say it over and over. I'm starting to get a headache. But, Jennifer's free to say whatever the F she wants. Just come out and say what you didn't want played instead of making up this other bullshit, like as though it's less offensive. Pitbull and her clients are not truthful. Imagine that. And this probably sounds all mysterious and shit, but I can't give everything away. I want you to stick around and watch the rest of the video. There'll be a pop quiz tomorrow, so you don't know what part it'll be on. I'd be prepared. If I was you. If I were you. Excuse my bad grammar. Please enjoy today's episode of The Maze of Our Lives, starring the Jennifer Rosenbaum as the main fibber. Today her co-stars are Tessa Daniel, Millie Place, Laila Daniel, rockstar prosecutor 𝐭𝐤𝐢𝐬𝐬, and the one and only Pitbull. Much love and peace. Thank you for listening.
Case plan, they wanted to help out.
Who was that person?
Jennifer. I met your girls last Wednesday at juvenile court. I work with the district attorney's office prosecuting juvenile offenders, and we used the same courtroom as DFACS cases. I felt like they had good stuff going on. I just looked at all her pictures of her and Joseph and their dogs and stuff, and I don't know, I just felt like they just looked like good people. I figured that she couldn't mean nothing bad by that. Like, I feel like she had to have good intentions if she reached out to me.
Like your girls would be safe with the Rosenbaum.
Yeah. DFACS made me schedule my visitations and stuff through her, so I'd always try to ask her about that, but it'd never be a good time. Daycare called and Laila has a fever and is throwing up.
Were you scheduled to have a visit with the girls on that day?
Yes, ma'am.
You know, before that day that the girls were in daycare, did she ever mention daycare or where they were attending daycare to you?
No, I don't think so.
You photographs of Laila in gymnastics?
No, ma'am. Laila fell off the bars at gymnastics today and fractured her tibia. Laila never cried. Not once.
Do we have all of our jurors?
Yes.
Is there any other housekeeping?
I do think you do have an issue that Ms. Martin is pertaining to her testimony, Judge.
And is this the proper subject of a bench conference?
I'll ask her to step out, Judge.
All right. Okay. Apparently there's an issue that you'd like to bring to my attention.
Yes, Your Honor, what is going to be used right now is a tape recording of a conversation between Jennifer Rosenbaum and Tessa Daniel. Included in there is some discussion about Jennifer having gone to a party at a place in Atlanta called Lips, which is a transgendered place, and Ms. Jennifer Rosenbaum expresses her concern and her discomfort with that. I think that is irrelevant and immaterial and should not, I think it's highly prejudicial, it could be offending some jurors, and has absolutely nothing to do with the case. It's totally immaterial to the case. I just would ask that not be played.
Response?
Well, Your Honor, I don't think it violates any rules. It's not in character evidence against her. It's just a place that she went. Because she's uncomfortable with it does not mean that we're putting in her position, putting in bad character in about her.
How is it otherwise relevant? I mean,
It's just part of the conversation, Judge. I can try to find it to figure out how to mute it when
the
that
conversation
happens.
relates to what?
The conversation relates to the children, the child care visitation that her and Ms. Daniels were talking about over the course of that time. And during that, they're just discussing things that are going on in their lives. So it's just...
The objections overruled. Okay, let's go ahead and have the jurors step back into the rooms. Hey, man, you're still under oath.
Ms. Daniel, you indicated that there would be times when certain visits would be canceled due to illnesses. I know we talked about August the 12th when you received a message about being at the, I guess, Dr. Miss Laila at the doctor receiving IV. Was there any other times that you were notified in regards to there being illnesses with Laila?
Yeah, one time she had to be taken to urgent care.
Do you recall when that was?
I want to say it was November. Was it the 12th?
In November 2015?
Yes,
You have an
ma'am.
objection to the
was-
state providing leading information to you.
It was early.
Response?
Your Honor, I was just getting clarification. She said November. I'm going to ask you, what year?
2015.
And in November 2015, what was your understanding about Laila being sick?
She heard something in her chest again. She had to take breathing treatment or something.
And where did you get that information from?
A Facebook message from Jennifer.
Can you please pull the microphone closer to you?
Yes, sir.
And you said a breathing treatment. Do you know where she went to get that breathing treatment?
I'm guessing after hours, like, I'm sorry.
To guess. Were you told where she went for that breathing treatment?
Yes, she told me that she took her to an after hours or like urgent care type thing.
And when you said she, who were you speaking
I'm sorry,
with?
Jennifer.
And you said that was sometime in November.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, you indicated that you left off in October, I think October the 23rd, 2015. Did you continue to have conversation back and forth with Ms. Rosenbaum over Facebook about the girls?
I did, but I don't think we talked as much. We didn't talk as much as we did before.
Why was that? Why did that change?
I'm not sure. Well, I'm not sure, but it did.
At some point during the time that the Rosenbaums had Millie and Laila, did you go to jail?
Yes.
Do you remember when that was?
I want to say, I don't exactly remember which time that was. It had to be towards, I remember getting a letter in jail that was sent from Jennifer and the girls.
And let me ask you, do you remember if it was before, when you went to jail, was it before you got the message about Laila breaking her leg or after?
It was after.
And what did you go to jail for?
I went to jail for possession.
And when you got out, did you continue to make contact? Did you have any further contact with Ms. Rosenbaum?
Yes.
Did you continue to receive pictures of the girls from Ms. Rosenbaum?
I did, but I remember wondering why they were mainly pictures of just Millie.
So, at some point, did the pictures, I guess the pictures you were receiving of the girls change?
Yeah.
Were you receiving, in your estimation, who did you get the most pictures of?
I got a lot of pictures of Millie compared to a few of Laila that were, you could tell weren't new pictures or updated pictures.
And did you ever ask or talk to, communicate with Ms. Rosenbaum about your concern about pictures of Laila?
Yes, ma'am.
And I'm showing you what's been marked and shown to counsel State's Exhibit number 90. Do you recognize that?
Yes, ma'am.
And is it an accurate depiction of a photograph that you received?
Yes.
I'd ask the State's Exhibit number 90 be admitted into evidence.
I don't believe I've seen it.
Oh, I showed them to you, but I'll show them to you. Do you need to look at the evidence again?
What is it, a picture of?
Face painting.
A picture from Facebook, Your Honor. Number 90.
Picture of who?
Millie.
All right.
I'd ask the State's Exhibit 90 be admitted.
All right. And this is a picture of a child witness, right?
My apologies, Your Honor. When did you receive this photograph?
On November the 14th.
And what is depicted in that photograph?
That's Millie getting her face painted.
And I'm going to show you, going back to State's Exhibit number 85, starting from the bottom of the color.
There's a picture and another picture
And
on
what's the date of that?
November 14th, 2015.
So State's Exhibit number 90, when it indicates that there's a picture, would that be the picture that you received?
Yes, ma'am.
And was there any conversation in regards to that?
Not of that picture.
What I'm just saying before, was there conversation after you received those pictures?
I think she told me that those were actually the updated pictures.
What's the conversation that came from that stream on November the 14th of 2015?
Where I started talking, I commented on a picture that she had sent me where she dressed Millie up like Cindy Lou Who.
Can you read what that message was that you sent to her?
It says, "All Millie Lou Who. You don't have newer ones of Laila." And she responded, "I sent 3 of her that we took today. But no, she has been sick, so didn't go with us to the branch." And then she said, "I haven't taken any this week. Really, we've been busy with doctor and other stuff." And she said it's hard to get her to be in the mood for photos when she isn't feeling good, but she took the ones I did of her today above when she got her face painted.
When she talks about being busy with the doctor, do you know what she's referring to?
I guess I was just assuming it was from her being sick.
When you say her, is that
Laila being sick.
during that November of 2015 when you talked about her, I guess, was that when you were supposed to have a visit and because a message was received about Laila?
Yes, ma'am.
And starting from the bottom, we still on November the 14th of 2015?
Yes, ma'am. I said, oh, LOL. It was in see older pics. It must have been typo, but I said, I mean see older messages. Huh. And then
Who says huh?
Jennifer says, huh. And then she says, the first 3 I sent were literally from today. She said, we went to an art gallery opening and they got their faces painted. She said, Laila got a pumpkin on hers and Millie got a butterfly. They are in this message from today. And then I said, is Laila feeling any better? I'm sick too. I'm coughing up green stuff. Ugh. Did they fly their kites yet?
And there's the markings there. Again, does that indicate where photographs were sent?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you receive photographs of the girls from that day?
Yes.
I'm going to show you what's been marked as states 91 and 92. They previously been shown to defense counsel. Do you need to see them again? Do you recognize states exhibit 91 and 92?
Yes, ma'am.
Do they fairly and accurately depict what you received?
They do.
I'd ask the states exhibit 91 and 92 be admitted.
Admitted to states 91 and 92.
And what's in states 91?
91 is Layla's face with the pumpkin painting.
And 92?
92 is Millie's face with the butterfly.
May they be
You may help us.
published? And is that Laila there with her face painted?
Yes, ma'am.
And that states exhibit 91?
Yes, ma'am.
And states exhibit 92? Is that Millie?
Millie with her face painted.
Did you ever, during the time that the girls were with them, I know there was a lot of communication through Facebook, did you ever have any phone conversations with them?
Oh, yeah. We started talking on the phone more towards the end.
And did you do anything to, I guess, capture or keep or save those conversations?
I did. Once I started feeling like Laila was sick too much, I started feeling like she didn't send me pictures of her. I just wanted to know, like, I just felt like something wasn't right. So I wanted to keep, because, you know, my memory isn't all that great. So I wanted to make sure that I had everything that we talked about in order to go back to it in case I needed to.
So, did you become concerned about the care of Laila during the time that she was with the Rosenbaums?
Yes, ma'am.
And why did you become concerned?
Well, because Millie, I had a phone call. The only time Millie ever, like, wasn't calm and cool in a phone call, I don't know why it was this night of all nights, but she was just frantic and she was hysterical, really, talking about how much she missed her old people, talking about me and my mom, and she was talking about that she just wanted to see us.
Do you remember when that conversation was with Millie?
I can't remember an exact date. I mean, but I know that it was, I started recording the phone calls after that. So it was, the phone call that I have recorded is of November the 14th. No, November the 16th, 2015.
Let me show you what's been marked as states exhibit number 93. Do you recognize that?
I do.
How are you able to recognize it?
Because that's the phone call.
Have you had an opportunity to listen to it?
I have.
Okay. And what's on exhibit states number 93?
It's a phone conversation, like, it was a little different than the ones I'd had before. with them that I didn't get to record. But in this phone conversation is me and Jennifer talking for a good bit, and then she says that they can talk now because they finished eating, and she lets Millie talk, and then I talk to Laila, and then talk to Jennifer again.
Have you had a chance to listen to that conversation since then?
A lot.
And that actual CD there, have you had an opportunity to listen to?
Not on the CD, no ma'am.
Did you listen to it?
Oh yeah, I did listen to it. I did.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
When did you listen to it?
Whenever I talked with you.
And did you do anything to indicate on the CD that you had listened to? Did I ask you to do anything on it?
Yep, I have wrote my initials right there.
Okay. And did I ask you to put the date of that conversation?
Yes,
And
ma'am.
what was the date of that conversation?
November 16th, 2015.
Have there been any changes, additions, or deletions to that conversation?
No.
I'd ask the State's Exhibit 93 be admitted into evidence.
Admitted.
And may it be published, Your Honor?
It may.
I just want to correct the record. We would ask that it be entered over our objection.
All right. Admitted over objection.
So your text, but it just shows me that he's 825, which is probably my phone in that line. Yeah, so just to let you know, I told her what he's doing, my phone's supposed to be that had died. Okay. I thought you were today about those cases. Good, yeah, you know her, and I'm like, hey, by the way, like, did you see something cooking yet? So that she knows about the vacation. And she said she had heard from you, and she emailed that 2 seconds later, never mind, it's up there. Good. Yeah, I'm gonna meet her tomorrow at court, since I have court for karma. And, consent to meet with me before visitation. And, she already met with Jacob and Anthony. So, because the detective hasn't called any of us back. I don't know, what situation is confusing me. Yeah, now, I haven't heard anything since, like, when it all first got started up, like, I haven't heard anything else. Really well. I mean, I really don't expect there to be anything from, I guess they really wouldn't tell me anything, because there's no reason to, I mean, there's no reason that, unless they want to say that she needs to go to some type of counseling or something, they don't take to, but, well, insurance is important, so. Yeah, we can find it on already having counseling. They always have been counseling. Yeah, we do. They have one, but she's like, I don't like her. Yeah. I mean, but well, to be honest, there's not really having any counselors that do like, I don't know. She just, I don't know. She's just a bit interested in questions, but like the way she asks questions, and this is probably because I'm an attorney and I don't want the way people ask questions, but when you ask a fair question, you need them to answer, but you're going to get the answer that you want. So you say, you said that, no kidding. Yeah, that's it, yes. I mean, like, you already told them the answer, but he said, who's supposed to know? Yeah, and then we open the answer, like, who did it? It wasn't me, or it was this person, or, you know, it's always optional answers, but when you need them just directly to an answer, you just do it. I don't know. I'm about, I'm in court tomorrow, the one, the president, Laila? Yeah. Her name is, hold on, I'm about to tell you, I was just wondering if you knew her. Because I'm used to pay Hayes, so I'm surprised I don't have pay, like, I have pay Hayes every single time, like, she was even, like, my guardian alive. Alyssa Sharrock. Alyssa Schrock. Yeah. Yeah, I know her. You know, she used to be a defect worker. Oh, bro? Yeah, I mean, she went to law school while she was working at defect, and she went to Georgia State Law School and stuff part-time president, and so she did law school 4 years, and most people did it in 3, but she was really nice. She was a good lady. Okay. Where's the signature? Because my one for Clayton County, she was like real, like super weird. I was just telling me that didn't happen again. No, yeah, they go to the girls have, the girls have the other one. In the office for Henry County, there's two. There's Ann Miller and Alyssa Schrock. Those are the two. So I would be surprised if you have Alyssa right now, but if Henry County transfers the case and accepts it, then they probably give her to Ann as well. Ann, who has the girl. But none of them call and ask about how the girls are doing or anything. Like, they never want to know anything until the day before court, and they're all of a sudden like, oh, how are we doing it? Well, good thing I haven't told them yet, because you wouldn't know. So they're supposed to feel custody. No, nah. You know, and I'm glad he's been wanting to know the whole time and everything. But so, just real quick for Wednesday, was like 4:30 to 6:30 still good? Yeah, okay. Okay, well, I don't know, where are you staying? Is it engineer place? Clayton. But I can, like, get a ride to wherever I need to. Okay, well, I mean, what did you want to do with them? I don't know, what would they like to do, like the park, or if it's too cold, like McDonald's or something? Yeah, they like all that stuff, and now that we have the cat house and that really windy, I felt bad when we were talking about the park before. Or one time because she went to the play, but her cat's well now, so she can do everything. Alright, so she's like good though, like. Yeah, so I forgot, I talked to you about that too. So we went and did an X-ray that day that they took off the cat, and the doctor came in and did it. I mean, it was like she grew back a ton of bones. Like he said, you know, kid bones goes back real fast and everything, it goes up stronger. He does it better than adults does, but he was like, for such a short period of time, she grew a lot of bones, and he was like, it's just more than he used to see. He said, you're good, he was surprised that it happened so fast, and she grew so fast, but, that leg, it looks different, and it will look different for a little while, until her other leg grows the same amount of bone, but it has, he could feel the thickness of the bone in the leg, that, it grows super thick now, like, Superman probably can't break that bone now, but the other one is still like a toddler. Crazy. Yeah, she grew back, like he was amazing, like he was not believe that she had grown so much bone back. But it's really good because now, like on that leg right now, that she is almost pretty impossible for her. And when she does something, she really does something. So right now, does she drink a lot of milk or something? We only actually give them milk and water. So we see a doctor, one of the doctors in the pediatrics, and like she was juice Nazi, and I also happen to be juice Nazi, so like they really only drink like milk and water, so like that's most of their consumption. I feel like totally horrible because like when I go to see healthy eating, crazy maniac, and nothing to do, probably like tonight they're having salmon with like carrots and fruit. So like I don't eat that healthy. I mean, I'm not trying to just do anything like that, but like I don't know, I'm super happy about kids getting off the right nutrients and stuff. So they eat vegetables and they eat like the right amount of protein, and they eat stuff that I don't eat. Like I don't eat fish, you know, they eat fish. They eat cod and salmon and tuna and all that stuff that I know. I used to make Mickey really used to be so picky. Because she's actually really a zero picky now. Like we went to Golden Corral last night, and she had a plate full, like one of those plates that was entirely full. It had pot roast, cauliflower, broccoli, green beans, macaroni and cheese, mashed potatoes, sweet potato casserole, shrimp, and roasted chicken. She ate every bit of it. Wow. Every bit of it, and then was like, oh, I'm not full yet, I still have room for dessert. Oh my god, it's in that video, I mean. What? She looks chunky in that video that you sent me. She's so cute though. Yeah. She is just as good at the other day. She's got a little cooch on her little tummy. She's healthy according to the doctor's here, and she's 38 and a half inches tall and 78 pounds, so she's like a pound per inch, which is, you know, pretty healthy. She's in the 85th to 95th percentile in her height and weight, which makes her slightly over according to their tenants, I don't want to say that out loud, I don't want to give her conflict, but it's all healthy, it's so she'll drop, you know. So she's over length, or over, so tall? Over the weight. Oh, no, so good. But like the doctors are like, I mean, the doctors is like it's a healthy weight, because you know, it's not like she's snacking on cookies and cakes or anything like that. It's a healthy protein weight, so it's something that'll burn off just with more activity and everything and stuff. And we just have, I mean, they said make sure, you know, what happened was is that like my mother-in-law, like, is like once she was in everything around the world, including the red carpet for them to be done and stuff. Whenever she's over and everything, she will like mound up their plate with all kinds of stuff and let them kind of go and go and go. And, you know, of course we'll eat it because it's in front of her. So, like, with us, you know, we make sure we give her the right size portion. Yeah, I don't know how she'll eat it. Like, if you put it down in front of her, she'll eat it. You think that's hilarious that kids deal with, like, stuff too? You know how we do certain things to deal with our problems? You think that? Oh, yeah. Oh yeah, her comfort doesn't have already said that, and I believe it because I mean I have the same problem. Like, you know, some people don't, when they get under stress or anything, they don't eat. Some people overeat, and I didn't really feel that I can do either. Yeah, I'm an undereater. Like when there's something like upsets me really bad, and I feel super sick and I can't eat anything. I think that's how Laila is, but no one's else. She really won't eat her feelings, eat her sickness, she will eat. Like, you won't be sick, she won't be. And that's crazy because Millie was my skinny baby and Laila was my chunky butt. Yeah, Laila was so, like, skinny. She was like, I'm like, some pictures of her, like, when she first came over, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I didn't know something wrong, and now eating her, what's going on? Because she's like, all her baby stuff's going on. So now she's, you know, slim and trim, and then, and then the other one. But, I mean, they're both healthy, so it's just, you know. I don't think they're kids too. You can't really put too much on and all that kind of stuff while they're still young. And as long as I said, the doctor is like, as long as it's not too constantly, you know, the unhealthy stuff that's made her that way, then she'll be fine. She doesn't. I mean, she can tell you that. We don't eat her anything like that. But anyway, they're eating, but Bella's on the side that she can kind of talk to while she's finishing up. And then Laila kind of whenever, because she takes 2 hours to eat anything. So, yeah, I got a chunky and a skinny baby. My assistant is, listen, but she's not going to talk, she's just going to listen to the baby. Okay, no problem. So here's one comment. Yeah, you can hey, baby. You can finish eating and I'll wait, okay? What you doing? Are you still eating? Yeah. Okay. What are you eating though? Fish. Fish. That sounds good. You like fish? Mm-hmm. I'm gonna call her bear, I think, tonight, with my markers that I got. Tonight with what? With my markers. Your markers? Yeah. You want to bring your markers? Is that what you're saying? Yeah. Well, what we're going to do is next Wednesday, we're going to be visited, and we're probably going to go like McDonald's in the park and stuff. Yep. And Huh? What I want to color in with markers. You can bring some crayons for us to color. Alright, I'll bring some crayons. What else do you want? Some paper to color on. Okay. What about a color book? I got a color book. Yeah, let's do our kite today. And let's not really enough wind. You flew your kite, but there wasn't enough wind, so I didn't. On the visit? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, we can fly our kites, or your kites if if it's windy. I hope it is. Cause I know you want to fly that kite. I miss you, baby. Guess what? What? I got a cat. A cat? Yeah, I got a new kitten. Yeah, her name is Frisker. Yeah. And, she's gray and white. How is Karma doing? Karma is good. I talked to her, or I saw her last Tuesday. Do you want me to send you a picture of her? Okay, I'll send you a picture so you can see her. I love you, baby. Have you been okay? I saw pictures of her already. You did? You saw the new picture of her? Isn't she beautiful like your sisters? I have some pretty babies. You're beautiful. I miss you so much. I cannot wait to fly a kite and color with marker this birthday. I saw a picture of Mila. She's cute. Of Mila Papa? Yeah. 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 Sure. What, baby? How's so little? Yeah, she is little. Remember when Laila was that little? Oh, yeah. You remember holding her at the hospital and when we brought her home? Remember when she was in my belly? Oh, yeah. I have a video of you and you're talking to her in my belly. Oh. Yeah, you were listening. Yeah. What did you color me a picture with your markers today? Yes, but not the whole thing. Not the whole thing? We didn't have really enough time. Well, what did you do today if you didn't have no time? I played in my room and all that. Why? I threw my kite. You threw your kite and then played? I made my kite. It was strong enough, but it wouldn't cool it. My mom and dad, my foster mommy, my foster daddy tried to get it to wherever it was. Oh, man. I hope it's windy whenever we have a visit then, because I want to see you fly your kite. Yeah. So, what was I going to say? Oh, yeah, I got a Frozen. Did you see my Frozen phone case? Oh, yeah. You saw that? Oh, yeah. It had Frozen on it. It had Queen Elsa and Olaf on it. And I got an ocean. Huh? Oh, thank you. It was straight. I straightened it. I know, I did, because I knew that you and, you liked to clean up, and I knew that Layla liked Olaf.
So you do like that on your face.
Yeah, it's a big fall, isn't it?
There he is.
Mhm.
Like that eye.
Yeah, you have an iPad though, I don't. Yours is old.
I know. I have lots and lots of things on it.
Oh yeah?
There it is.
I wondered if you,
It's not as big as yours though.
do you have a Elite Pass?
A leaf pad?
Yeah.
I do.
You do? Because I had some games for you, but I didn't know if you had one, but I'll try to find them.
A leaf pad and an iPad.
Oh my goodness, you got everything.
Okay.
Wow. So you played in your room all day today? Yeah. And something?
I play outside some.
Oh, and Layla's leg is all better?
Yes.
Yeah. Has Layla been being good?
We got cotton candy.
Cotton candy?
It's so loud.
Oh my gosh, I love cotton candy. I love the blue one.
We got pink ones.
I like pink too. But I got the picture, Jennifer sent me a picture of you and the Grinch. I saw the Grinch.
Did you see that he picked me up?
Yeah. And I saw your hair. You look like Millie Lou. Oh, you were so gorgeous. What's Layla doing now?
I need my cotton candy.
Oh, what's Layla doing? She eating cotton candy with you?
No.
Oh,
She needs food.
she didn't finish her food. Yeah. But has Layla been being nice to you?
She has.
Good. Good. Yeah, y'all are getting so big. I don't want to miss y'all no more. I want to see you. I miss you.
Miss you too.
Mm. So nice. Hey. What's wrong with Layla? Is she crying? No. So you want me to bring crayons so you can bring your markers and we'll color a picture. So coloring book, paper, crayons is what I'm bringing.
Okay.
Okay. And we're gonna eat McDonald's.
So you want to tell me?
You want a picture of you?
Yes.
What picture?
You want me to bring you a picture of me?
Of course, baby. And bring me a bunch of pictures if you can.
Okay.
You want me to bring you a picture of me?
Yes, sir. If I can find one.
Alright, I'll bring you a picture of me and Molly. Is that okay?
Yes.
Okay. And you can,
Why don't you remember Lolly that much?
huh?
Why don't you remember Lolly that much?
Why not?
I don't know.
She remembers you that much. She must be loves you.
I love her too.
about me or your mommy? You can't let Layla forget about me either, okay? Okay. Okay. Well, what else do you want to talk about? You want to talk to Layla? You want me to talk to Layla? Yes. Okay, baby. Really? Hey. What are you doing? Are you eating my leg? Yes, yeah. What? Yeah. I love you. I love you so much. You being a good girl? Yeah. Mommy's gonna see you soon. Yeah, this is your mommy. You know that, right? Right. This is your mommy and I love you. Did you go to potty today? You are in your panties. Okay. Yeah. Mommy has an Olaf blanket. Yeah. And cat? What did you say, baby? Blanket? Yeah. Mommy wants to see her Lele. Hey, did you fly a kite today? Lele? Oh my goodness. I miss you so much, big girl. You're mommy, big girl. Yay. And your leg feels better? And you're not sick no more? No, yay. Yay. I want to see you. We'll see you soon. Soon, and we're going to color a picture. Yeah, we're going to color a picture. What do you want to do? And play? You want to come play with mommy? Right. He's so sweet. He's so sweet. What are you going to go do? You're going to go take a bath and get ready for night night? Yeah? Yeah, you're such a good girl. You going to say your prayers? And because Jesus loves you? Yes. Mommy's sick. Yeah, mommy's got a cough. So you pray for mommy to feel better. Okay? What toys do you want? Mommy got you some clothes. What kind of toys do you want mommy to get you? to see her. I love her so much. Hers is so beautiful. Mommy loves you. Be a good girl. Give me kisses. Mwah. Love you so much. Can you count to 5 really fast? I want you to count to 5 for mommy. Yay! Oh my goodness, you're so smart. You're getting so big. I love you, baby. You be a good girl. Mommy, tell Millie hi. Bye, baby. Good night.
Hey, Tessa,
Hey.
will you say bye to me?
I mean, unless she still wants to talk, I don't ever know if she still wants to talk to me, you know?
I just never said bye, so I'm wondering if she was saying bye, if she was coming back.
Oh, well, I mean, I was telling her bye, but that's enough. I didn't say bye to me.
She's waiting to give us some more food after yoga and stuff, so she might not eat, but.
Alright. Sometimes I don't
Do you
get,
understand her?
I mean, kinda. But
We're saying, cupcake, Tina?
okay,
Yeah, the cupcake kind. Yeah, and she was talking about, a picture, she took a picture, and she was coloring the picture.
sometimes I feel bad when I can't understand her.
And we're like really, I mean, unless you're like standing in front of her and you're used to what she's asking for, nobody knows.
Well, do you think that, and I don't know, like, when they want to get off the phone, like, or if I'm talking too much, or whatever.
Nothing yet. I mean, the other time we got away, she said the time, I'm not sure.
If she was talking about it.
Okay, well, so we're gonna plan for Wednesday at 4:30, and do you know what park or wherever you wanna go to?
I mean, the one, you all live in Ola, right?
Yeah.
And I live in Starbridge, so like, in Hampton. But Hampton's not nowhere near McDonald's though.
No, yeah. What exit are you off of on the other side?
It's, exit 2.
Oh, there, on 670.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, well, Houston would be like the opposite way for both of us, because I'm on off of exit 221, so like 2 exits away from, Hudson Bridge area. I just don't know the park that is.
I don't either. What about, over by the DFAC's office? Isn't there like, or is that not that used to be a soccer field or something, didn't it?
Oh, yeah. I think they might have a playground area over there. I don't know, I can't remember.
I can't even. But maybe, if it's windy, hopefully it'll be windy and they can fly their kite.
Yeah, that's what they'll do. We failed at that. Not that I was trying to run down the street and make it fly, couldn't even make that happen.
But I come up with that better, or if you come up with a better idea, if I come up with a better idea, then I'll just tell you before then.
All right, well, yeah, just let me know. I mean, I know, Heritage Park right there at Lake Gal, that's a really good park. And there's also McDonald's right beside it, it's for some reason, you can do the outside. Going up 42, I'm trying to think what's on 42. I mean, I'm sure there's McDonald's somewhere there, it's another park over there.
Yeah. Well, I think on 42, is there a park around here? Or on 42?
there's also left so far. Right. The part on Rex and Homestead. Just look up and you tell me and I'll be there. Alright, well, I will let you know. And depending on where it's at and then how fast I can get there, I mean, I know I will be coming from McDonough, main office area over there near defects. I'll be coming from there around 4 o'clock, and then I'm going to super pick them up. So if it takes a little bit of time to travel, it might shift, to 5 to 7 or whatever, just kind of to fit the schedule. I will, and we can text or whatever, keep up to date on that. But depending on how far it is, I mean, time might be a little bit to see how fast I can get there and stuff. All right then. Well, I will, I guess, discuss with you about that either tonight or on Wednesday morning. Okay. All right. So better. Are you going to school tomorrow? Yeah, I'll be at school tomorrow. I have a final lesson tomorrow. Okay. All right. Well, then just on my birthday. Oh, tomorrow's your birthday? Yeah. Tomorrow's D-Day. Yeah, I'll be 27 years old. What do you want for your birthday? Oh, please, you can actually use anytime. I know it's hard to get us stuff when we get older, but like, something. Maybe I'll just get. You can find cupcakes and stuff and hide it doesn't want me to cupcakes. I did somewhere. Yeah, we went out to dinner or whatever, and Joe bought me a milk jacket. And there's no between us all. You're old, I mean, why not? It's hard to be fun. Not fun anymore. No. And we don't even party, so it's not to get a lot of getting under the hands out. So we have a glass of wine and watch on my shows. I know last Saturday I wanted to go out, and I was talking to my friends about it, and I still didn't go. Like, I've been wanting to all day, and I still didn't go. I was like, it's been like a year since I've been out. Yeah, the last time I was out with some of my friends, it was probably last year sometime. Maybe, yeah, it was last year. Probably last year right after my birthday. And they tricked me and took me to a place called Lift, which is a transgender drag queen show bar, and I was having it comfortable with the whole scenario. Began to call people that on phone, the lady man that was serving her. I said, oh, thank you, man. She's like, I'm not a man. I'm not a man. I am a man. I was like, well, maybe let's be real. You do have to prove so. So yeah, they took me there, and I was like so uncomfortable, and I drank because I was so uncomfortable. And then they were like, what's this up? So we went to Havana, and it was not that great. I mean, like, yeah, especially with like a lot of Latinos there, and like Mexican guys trying to grind on you, which is not an idea of a good night. Oh my gosh, and that's well, hopefully tomorrow is a very good thing. Well, I have a final and I'll just go to work, so I'll be home tomorrow night after I get on my final. Before we go to work, I'll come in, maybe we'll tell me happy birthday. Maybe I'll be good. For now, we'll probably have dinner time, volleyball, because it's probably already be sleep, and I don't have to be around the morning watching TV shows, and then call it a day. That's what our birthdays are like. So that's all that birthdays are. Yeah, it's an everyday now. We gotta get over that, I guess. But, alright, well, I'll see you Wednesday, probably, or I'll text you also. Did you want us to bring anything for the visit? Like, Millie said she wanted to bring her markers, and she wanted me to bring crayons and color books. Alright, we can do that. I might put the bike in the car so that the park should be ready or something. And maybe, their kites, if you think it'll be windy enough. Yeah, if it's windy, I'll put it away. Alright. Alright, well, we can go back tomorrow and see how it's going. Yeah, the weather looks going to too, so you know, we'll be better out there. Good. Alright, have a good night. Okay, you too. Bye.
Was that the last conversation that you had with Ms. Rosenbaum?
The last recorded conversation.
And you talked about Layla's leg in there. Do you ever recall having any conversations with her about Layla having difficulty walking with the cast in her leg?
No, ma'am.
Did she ever mention anything to you about Layla falling down or falling on the bed with the cast on it all?
No, ma'am.
And in the conversation she's talking about counseling, did you know anything about the girls having a counselor prior to that conversation?
No.
When you would talk to Ms. Rosenbaum, would you, besides talking about the girls, would you talk about the court process and procedure?
I just knew that she was in law school and would know the answers to the questions about the guardian ad litem and stuff, and I figured that she would know them personally, so. But no, we didn't have like a whole bunch of conversations about that.
But would you ask her questions about the process in court?
Yeah.
And that conversation was November the 16th? And when was your visit scheduled with the girls that you're talking about in that conversation?
It was scheduled for the 18th.
And that would have been that Wednesday?
Yes, ma'am.
Let me show you what's been marked as State's Exhibit number 94, previously shown to council. Do you recognize that?
Yes, ma'am.
And does it fairly accurately depict what you received?
Yes, ma'am.
Let me ask you, where did that photograph come from?
It was on Facebook Messenger from Jennifer
When did you receive that photograph?
on the 14th
Of what day?
of November.
I'm sorry.
November.
I'd ask the State's Exhibit 94 be admitted into evidence.
It said Layla before bed.
May I publish your honor?
Admit it, and you've been published.
And what is depicted in State's 94?
It's Layla, in a big t-shirt, like, and it was before bed.
The conversation that we were listening to for the 16th, is that the last conversation you ever had with Layla?
Yes, ma'am.
That Wednesday visitation, did you ever get to have that visitation?
Oh, ma'am.
Why not?
Because she was dead.
Nothing further.
Okay, this is a suitable time for a lunch break. And so what we're going to do is break now and come back at 1:30. We'd all be back in the jury room at 1:30. Thank you.